welcome to Everyone Racers,
a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture.
It doesn't matter what kind of lemon champ or lucky track dog league you run.
SCCA or NASA, we don't discriminate.
as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself.
Join us each week for tech discussion,
Tips, tricks,
as well as news and notes from the world of amateur endurance racing.
whether it's on the spot,
hella sweet,
Or we're lucky enough, and Chrissy,
Chrissy,
I give you just the tip.
We're sure you'll giggle a little.
and learn even less.
Everyone report to the paddock.
This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Tim.
And Mental's not here. Mental's
No,
not here.
Mental.
Oh, but we're still here. And welcome to a Alpine A424 episode. The Alpine A424 is a modern Le Mans hypercar prototype developed by Automobiles Alpine in collaboration with Oreca to return the French marque to top-level endurance racing, featuring a carbon fiber chassis, aggressive aerodynamic sculpting, and a powerful turbocharged V6 hybrid powertrain. The A424 is a purpose-built for competition in the FIA World Endurance Championship, including the iconic 24 Hours of Le Mans. The 424 designation reflects Alpine's naming tradition rooted in motorsports lineage, linking it to an earlier A-Series prototype and rally car. Debuting for the 2024 WEC season, the A424 marks Alpine's most serious factory effort at the Le Mans top class since their earlier triumphs in 1970s. As part of the modern hypercar field, it competes against giants like Toyota, Ferrari, and Porsche, carrying forward Alpine's motorsport heritage with cutting-edge hybrid technology and advanced driver assistance systems tailored for endurance competition. The A424 represents both a technological milestone and a symbolic return, reasserting Alpine's place in the world of international endurance racing. If you are opining for your Alpine, open up your bingo card. We've already had some things you'll see from your bingo card, so you should get it out. It's updated and good.
Get it.
Yep.
Okay.
Chrissy, what have you been working on?
Oh, we've been working on so much. So a little bit of backstory. So we were all excited. I was so excited. So we live in Colorado, and there is a Bridgestone winter driving school. They have different levels of what you can go in as. So you can go in as, I am just learning to drive. I'm not very good at driving. I want to learn how to drive in the snow. And then there's like level 2, level 3. There's like up to like rally school. So we were going to go mid-level, lower to mid-level on to learn how to continue driving sideways and get in the car sideways and car control. And you borrow somebody else's cars, so you didn't have to worry about that. So we're all ready to go. We're going to go up to, so it's in Steamboat Springs, which is like 2.5 hours away. So we were packing. We have a hotel for the whole weekend. We had this whole weekend planned. And then we were supposed to talk about this week. So that was going to be a great show topic as well. And they called at lunchtime on Friday and said, yeah, we're canceling. It's too warm. So they don't have enough snow. And I said, isn't it snowing there? They're like, it's raining a lot. So it sucked. So we were planning on going and did not. Instead, we decided to make a chicken coop. Yeah.
We did decide it's more of a chicken sedan. It does have...
Oh, I'm sorry. It is a sedan.
Extra doors.
Actually, somebody on the internet said it might be an estate. And I was like, that might be more appropriate. It
is enormous and elaborate.
It's wonderful. I'm so excited to move my friends in. It's
all-inclusive chicken coop.
It is. Yes, it is. Well, it will be all-inclusive because they will receive water and snacks and food and warmth and a dust bath. Yeah, it's just like like a daily service. It's just like an all-inclusive. You are so right. So right now it's just plywood, lots and lots of 2x4s. And yeah, so we were making that and we were playing with wood. That's what we were doing.
What
so right now, Right. So we made a roof,
Not
but
too
it doesn't
bad.
have any like metal on it. And we made all of the structure, but it doesn't have siding on it. So we're getting there. Made a lot of progress. We had, yeah. So, and then we had to move it from the driveway to the pasture, which was a little bit of a feat, but we made it happen because we're resourceful.
Yeah, when
Nice.
you have an unexpected sunny 60-degree weekend in February in Denver, what do you do?
You go and order $1 bajillion from a Home Depot, pick it up the next morning in your truck, and unload it and make shit. Yep, that's what we did.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Timmy, what have you been up to?
Oh man, it's been a lot. Well, I was in your neck of the woods, but didn't get to see you guys, unfortunately. We were at Copper Mountain, skiing on their 4-inch base of snow that they had.
Yeah.
I've got to say they did an amazing job in keeping the mountain open. So anything that was groomed was golden. If it wasn't groomed, like sticks and leaves sticking up
Yeah.
through the snow,
Uh-huh.
crazy.
Been there.
Yeah. So I had two notable things happen on the ski trip. The first one happened on Wednesday. We got there on Sunday. On Wednesday, which is my phone, hit the tile floor from waist high, and the screen refused to turn on after that. The phone worked,
Oh.
but the screen was completely black. So I got to spend a couple hours with my new friend at the Verizon store, getting a new phone, and then
The whole thing.
the whole thing. So when you can't properly transfer all of your information over because you can't actually access the phone. Yeah. So there's been a lot of to-dos, logging back into all the things and reorganizing everything.
New phone,
and-
who dis?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
It's your automatic text.
Yeah. So
Or are you trying to play the game of like, I think they could take a SIM card, right? So like you have people's phone numbers, or do you just not have like anything?
No, they transferred a bunch of stuff over. I had everything backed up on the cloud, but it's like you've got to relog into every single app you have and set it all up, and all your pictures come through. I shouldn't say all. Most of your pictures come through, but in I had everything in folders and categorized, and now it's just a dump, and like not even by date or anything. So
oh no,
it's going to take hours to go through it all. So I've been working on that, and then my wife had been sick for the last 2 weeks, and I had been avoiding it, but Sabrina and I both caught it at the end of the trip. So I got to get on an airplane with the entire right side of my head completely clogged up.
Mm.
And I had
Those pressure
one
changes
of
felt
the
great, right?
one of the worst depressurizations that I've had, where it literally my right ear just had no use. I couldn't hear anything out of it. And every time I tried to like blow my nose and pop my eardrums, I would get stabbed in the eyeball. And I finally figured out a way to do it to where I could put enough pressure in there that it wouldn't feel like I was being impaled. And all of a sudden, all of the air started coming out of my ear, like. And my wife is sitting next to me, and she looks at me, and she's like, "Is that your ear?" And
she couldn't hear it.
Yes. So there was so much pressure. It was literally coming out of my station tube. So yeah. So I'm happy I didn't have a total blowout and have to go to the doctor. But it was pretty close. And then we had a fun thing. I don't know if you guys saw the news. It's not in our news and notes, but China is banning all like stowaway door handles for cars going forward. Like any of the door handles that hide in the bodies. They're eliminating that because of the potential issue. If the battery goes dead and there's someone trapped inside, it's harder to get them out. Blah, blah, blah. Well, my wife's Tesla door handle must have read that and protested because her one door handle will no longer display itself. So I've been investigating on how to do that and replace that. And it's pretty extensive. So that one might be going to Tesla to be repaired. We'll see how that goes. And then I've been getting ready. We've got 3 weeks till the first race of the season at Sonoma. So getting my stuff ready. I've got a fire bottle that needs to be recertified. I've got to buy new harnesses.
It's like, it's time. We've been talking about this for how long? And you're just like, oh, wait, I have to race soon. Let me just go handle that.
Well, I sent the guy a note last week, a little over a week ago, that had done it last time. Fairly local. It's about an hour and a half away. So I don't have to mail the bottle. And just replied back to his email with the invoice, and then left him a voicemail, and then left another voicemail and another email, and called a couple times to the company. And I'm hoping they're still in business. Because if they're not, I'm going to have to ship this thing pretty quickly down to Burbank, Southern California to get it. But last time I did it, it was $285 with no shipping, by the way. This is to drop off and pick up. And you can get a new bottle for $450. So I'm tempted to buy a new bottle and then have a backup so I don't have to worry about, the crossover times. So we'll see how that pans out. If I don't hear from them by Friday, I'm going to have to make a decision on how to get this rectified. And then lastly, what we've been talking about, we will be talking about in our main topic is welding. So Erica came over. She came over Friday night, and we got started early on Saturday to do some welding. We got everything set up. We went over some basics and a couple of videos. Got my new regulator hooked up, which didn't leak, which was great. And go to lay my first bead, and I get about 1.5 inches through the bead, and the breaker trips. And I was like, oh. So I look around, I'm in the garage, and I'm like, oh, there's a refrigerator plugged in. Let me unplug that. No, that wasn't on the same circuit. There's literally nothing else plugged into there, but it's just a 80s, bad circuits. So the next day I dejected, went to Home Depot and said, I am going to pop in a new dedicated line for my welder. So we're going to play Guess the Inflation Amount. All right, here's what I bought. I bought 10 feet of 6-gauge wire. I bought a pack of the flexible metal conduit. They only come in 25-foot rolls. I bought a roll of that. I bought a 50 amp double pole breaker. I bought a 220 outlet plug, cover, metal gang box for it, and then a couple of the little 3/4 inch attachments for the conduit, and then some 3/4 inch straps to strap it to the wall. Guess what that cost to run 10 feet from the box to the plug? Chris, go first.
$187.
Okay. Chrissy.
$325.
Ooh. Somewhere in the middle. $228. The cable was $8.69 a foot. So I was like, oh, okay. Good thing.
This project is getting very expensive.
This is the most expensive free welder you can possibly imagine.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So
but
much.
Now I got a really, really good setup. So that was my week. Pretty extensive.
That's so much. Yeah.
Chris, how about you?
Aside from building a chicken coop.
Chicken man.
Yep. So
So
working with wood is nice to do sometimes.
It's
'cause wood
so
is
nice.
warm, it smells nice. Like you can fudge it a little easy.
Oh, we fudged all over the place.
Right.
I would push, he would put the nails in, then I'd screw it, and we're like, good enough. How many times do we say it's just a chicken coop? It's fine.
Yeah.
We're like, things have to be like a little bit level so they don't like roll downhill. But like other than that, it's fine.
This is not fine home building here. This is a chicken
No.
coop.
Chicken
Is it going to fall down? No. Okay, good.
Chicken coops and sheds. There's a lot of leeway on those.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
So aside from that, I found that I accidentally purchased another car, and that yes, I bid on it, but I really didn't expect that bid to take when I bid on that and bring a trailer.
So we are ready for the rally.
Yeah. So yeah, we talked about what kind of rally car we wanted, and we didn't have anything specific in mind, but we thought some general parameters of fully depreciated luxury cars are great places to start, and enough room for 4 and room for luggage and tools, because there's not going to be much room in the Lotus. This is hopefully be support vehicle for the Lotus if that can make it. And then it'd be nice if it's something that like we kind of wanted or could use otherwise, right? So on Bring a Trailer, yes, Tim, go ahead.
Should we do a play along game for our listeners? You can give us an A, B, C, or D. Which did Chris accidentally buy at the auction?
Sure.
What brand?
We can do that.
We got time. So we don't even have it yet. We have a title and that's it. So sure.
It's coming from Seattle. All right. Option A is a 1987 Mercedes 560 SL. Option B is a 2008 Range Rover HSC. Option C is a 2003 Jaguar XK8 convertible. And option D is a 1992 Cadillac Alante. Yep.
Good.
A. I'm going with A.
No, Dan.
I'm going with A. What are you doing, listeners? Make your guess. What
You know the answer to it. So, yeah.
I don't know the answer.
You don't? Okay.
No. I mean,
it was on Slack, I think.
I'm not on
his
Slack
phone
yet
is broken.
because my phone's blown up.
You're missing out. We're like,
Yeah.
what? You know.
I have none of this.
I'm in a meeting and Chris is like, what do you think about this as a rally car? And I like look at my phone and he was like, oh, we bought it. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, where is it? And he's like, it's Seattle. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Road trip.
So I've been looking at just, like when you're in a boring meeting at work, it's fun to pull up Bring a Trailer and cars and bids and whatnot.
Do this
look at,
daily.
Reserve stuff to see like what kind of weird thing is coming up that might be the right kind of thing for the rally. And so I put in a bid. Initially, my first bid was like 5,500-ish, right? And like one other guy was bidding, and so I bid one more time at 57 change, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna do one more, and that's it. And I bid $6,006. And I'm watching the timer go down, and it's down at 30 seconds. Like, all right, I just got to bid soon, right? No, 20 seconds, 10 seconds. Oh no. And all the way to the end.
What did I do?
It's like, congratulations, high bidder. Okay, fantastic. So we are now the owners of a 2008 Range Rover HSE. That's it looks like it's been very well maintained.
Oh, congrats.
But it's definitely, it's a used car. It has 160,000 miles on it. The headliner is drooping, but I have a bunch of service records from over the years. It's only ever lived in like the Bay Area, Seattle, and Denver in the past. And so no rust. Great. Comes with extra set of wheels, a bunch of spare parts, a roof rack, and a Yakima roof box. Yeah. So, and this is one of the
blew the motor up in his. He'll probably give you his shell if you want it. I think he's going to scrap the whole thing.
This is much newer. This is an 08. This is what's known as one of the good years for the Range Rover, because it had the Jaguar 4.4 liter V8 and the ZF 6-speed, not the earlier BMW V8 and ZF 5-speed. Both are terrible. Or the later Jaguar 5 liter that goes through timing chains like ships. So this is the good one. So yeah, but for $6,000, it's like disposable practically. Like the stuff you can imagine, you can barely buy an XJ Cherokee or a 300,000 mile Wrangler for $6,000. And I've got
now we got to figure out how to get it here.
Yes,
we have no time to
shipped.
go.
Yes.
Yeah, because we have no time to go up there to go get it. So
Because we think like Seattle's not that far from Denver, right? No, it's 1,300 miles.
That's what I thought.
Right.
I was like,
Big
it's just
square
over,
states.
it's just over there.
It's a short flight.
Exactly. It's
Yes,
like a
but then-
3-hour flight. It's
Then I have to get home. It's just so okay.
it's over there.
All
Anyway,
right. Did
so
you
have
add
a
something
Range
else
Rover.
here? There's something else
No.
here before news and
No.
notes. Okay,
Nope.
fine.
No.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
it. So
great.
more to come on trials and tribulations of more British cars. So
Yay!
Yeah.
And yes, I was just gonna dig myself in a hole, but we're not on a rally yet, so that's great. Is this? I don't know. This is news and notes, but we put it in here. News and notes time.
Well, I think that we should start talking about this because things are starting to heat up in the F1 world. They've had some
Yeah.
testing going on, so we are going to kick off our fantasy GP league. So if you haven't already started, start checking out who your team is going to be and who your drivers are going to be, and we will put a link in the doodly-doo when we set it up. So we'll have a new league. We may even do something fun, like give the overall winner a prize.
Oh my gosh, that's
is it a
so
fabulous
much.
prize?
A fabulous prize.
I wouldn't assume that at all, but
A mediocre prize.
I wouldn't assume that.
Might just be a shirt that says fabulous.
Great. I wonder, I was just logging in. I wonder if the league is already set up. I know I already got my pro membership because it was on sale. So yeah, go do that. We'll put information in soon. Okay, now actual real news and notes. You likely heard about the deer that was struck at Summit this year, and in past we've had some close calls in F1 races, and people almost hitting animals. This one takes the cake. So Victoria Beaver at Road and Track tells us about a Mustang GT3 going 250 kilometers, whatever. KMH, and they hit a kangaroo that wandered onto the track. Just 20 minutes into the Bathurst 12-hour race, a previous winner, Christopher Mize, came into contact with the marsupial. Quote, "It must have been a very quick and sudden because there was no pre-warning, no yellow flags or nothing, no radio message that there was going to be a kangaroo near the track." Mize explained. So I got caught by surprise. I think like everyone else, otherwise you would have slowed down. Continued, quote, "The issue was that I couldn't see anything anymore. The windshield was fully smashed and I was covered in body and whatever is inside a kangaroo." Also continued, quote, "My eyes were full of blood and guts from the kangaroo, so I had to clean them off first because I had no idea where I was. I had to throw up because the smell was incredible. I have already had 2 showers and I still have smell in my nose," Mize said. "I can tell you the inside of a kangaroo does not smell very nice."
Two things. It reminds me of the animal in Star Wars where he cuts him open to like crawl inside and how bad he smelled, and that's the kangaroo. But also, I think they missed an opportunity here where they could have been on the headline. It said, "GT3 kills kid that wanders onto track."
That's assuming that it was a small marsupial.
Fair. But they would have got a lot of clicks.
Oh, that's awful. It's still awful that and like the car is completely totaled. Like so bad. Yes.
$250,000 kangaroo.
Yeah, very sorry.
Oof. It's a shame.
Well, before you get into your Ram pickup truck and tow something somewhere, you should make sure that your truck isn't affected by a new recall that affects faulty trailer tow modules. Caleb Jacobs at The Drive tells us that almost 500,000 Jeeps and Rams are being recalled due to improperly designed trailer tow modules. This potentially problematic component can be found in several models: the 24 to 26 Jeep Wagoneer S, the 25 and 26 Ram 1500, 2500, and 3500 pickups, the 2025 and 2026 3500, 4500, and 5500 cab chassis, and the 26 Jeep Cherokee. And they aren't joking on this one because apparently 100% of the vehicles on this list are affected by the issue. If you or someone you know might have one of these vehicles, check the National Highway Transit Safety Authority's site for recalls. The link in our show notes will have a link to check your VIN number if you'd like to do that as well. Ram.
What can it do? Oh, shoot. It can't tow.
Towing.
Can't
All right.
tow.
Tow.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, well.
Yeah, who needs brakes and taillights when you're towing, right? That's not important.
So despite what we heard at the beginning of the show, Alpine is apparently out after this year.
Right.
You get to see this car one more time and guess.
Uh-huh.
Fred Smith of Road and Track tells us that Alpine becomes the first manufacturer to completely withdraw its hypercar rather than pull it from just one series or put the entire program on pause. It ends a race-winning program, a distinction the team earned in a WEC race at Fuji last season. In a statement released Thursday, the French manufacturer said that it is focusing on a Formula One program that has undergone cuts of its own in the past year. 2026 marks the team's first season as a customer of Mercedes, dropping its work status after a November 24 decision to shut down the long-lived Renault F1 engine shop. Each of those losses means one fewer manufacturer on the grid at Le Mans, but the other additions mean that the 24-Hour Classic still has plenty of major contenders in coming years. Yep.
Good timing on that.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, if you can't afford an Alpine leftover WEC car,
We're going to be on sale soon. So, hey.
yeah, maybe you can spring for something on racing junk. And you know what? If you'd like to get started in a bad idea, well, we've got one queued up for you. And he's got the pro membership because there's 12 pictures, although there should be a
Yay.
lot more because there's a lot to unpack in this car.
Yeah.
This is a C3 race car or track day car.
Chris, can you share?
No, because
I can.
has not turned on sharing. So I
I
Oh.
will. Oh,
if you want to
Oh.
share, I can read. There's that.
sure.
Great. All right. So the C3 Corvette specifically, track day, built by the previous owner, has a 383 engine, has an SCC logbook, needs a new wiring, and probably an engine rebuild because it hasn't been run in a couple years. Needs hood fit.
Would
Yeah.
fit.
Needs hood fit. Brought to run in SVRA, but life changes fortunately stopped racing. Price includes 28-foot next haul trailer. Trailer has cabinets and AC, wired for generator and shore power, some spares.
AC.
This is in Long Beach Township, New Jersey. I mean, this is a great deal. I mean, the trailer alone is worth almost 15, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got
Let alone-
side pipes on it to make sure
Yeah.
you just burn the hell out of yourself every time you get in and out of the car.
I mean, every time
Yeah,
you start
it's
it up,
got
you can yell
AccuSub.
America, and everyone, if you don't actually, everyone's going to be really upset at you if you don't do that.
Uh-huh. That's what the horn
Um,
should say. America. It's got an MSD. It's got an AccuSump. It's got Moroso valve cover. Ooh. Yeah, all sorts of good stuff. But no pictures of the inside of the trailer. But the outside looks nice.
Mhm.
And apparently it's got race ramps too, because those are shoved underneath the back of the car. So
Yep. Hey, those are several $100 right there.
yeah.
So
Yeah. I think it's a good deal where the guy was just like, someone
I'm out.
get me out of this.
I'm
Yeah.
out. Yep.
Yep.
that would be a car you could come bring to Lemons, and zero people would complain about.
I mean,
a
there are
ratty
three
old
people
C3.
that would complain.
Then we don't care about their opinion.
I agreed. That's
You
true.
ruined Classic.
Those are those three people. That's what I'm waiting
Yeah.
for. That's correct.
This Classic was already ruined. Don't worry.
Okay. Anything about races? Not yet, but soon. So yes.
Yeah.
Coming soon to a racetrack near you. Maybe.
Wait for it. Wait
Wait.
for it.
Wait for it. Listener feedback.
Uncle Dave said, I have a Miller with the auto set feature. When you don't weld often, it really helps to find where you need to be for what you're welding, especially when welding sheet metal, body panels, etc. You don't waste time blowing holes through trying to find the right setting.
That's all we use at work. They agree.
Michael K said, though I agree not to buy flux core only welder, I absolutely get annoyed with folks dismissing flux core as only fit for farmer welds. Is often ignorant in that you have not seen quality welds with flux core, but it also just perpetuates the stereotype that all you can do is booger welds. Flux core is exceptional for field repairs at the track, including all the cages we have modified to help people pass the tech inspection. The Midwest is windy, and with no garages at some tracks, it's really excels at doing higher penetration with the puny Eastwood 145. Yes, that's his welder for 6 years. When you need to weld quarter-inch plate, can't get that metal fully clean of paint, rust, grease, trackside repairs, flux core and or stick float a certain amount of impurities out to be chipped off. The lack of the gas nozzle on the end of the gun lets you get in tight spaces, like in between the footwell tube and the body, when fixing an incomplete weld on the professionally installed cage. Well said, Michael.
Yeah, right. Of course, Michael K was going to come through with a very
Speaking from solid experience there.
thorough. Yes,
Very
right.
solid.
All right. Lastly, Alex S. said our Mako guy showed up at work the other day, and there's a really sleek helmet, goggle, shroud combo. The Mako WG 3000S.
Matco.
Mako.
Matco.
Uh-oh, better get Mako.
Right. Matco, the quality tool manufacturer. Mako, the shitty auto body place.
Sorry.
Opposite sides.
I'm sorry. I didn't even read it. Matco. It was like Mako. It looks nice. Also, we posted on the socials about doing our projects and ask you what you're working on, and so many people wrote back, so we're not going to read them all here, but thank you for telling us all the fun things you guys are working on.
There was some good comments on that for sure.
And checking and telling me about my chickens, so there's that too. Okay, great. It's main topic time. Let's go. Let's hear about it. Let's talk about it.
Learning how to weld.
Well,
I like this.
learning a lot of things.
Yeah.
Still learning how to weld.
Well, first off, was the advice that we talked about last week okay, or was it crap?
It was good. No, it was all good.
Okay.
Very pertinent stuff. And I think that, I went into this thinking that, like your computer, right? You plug it in and then you do things happen.
Do stuff.
No, you don't do things. There's a lot of things you have to do before you do the things. It's like you got to write some code on your setup before you get your welder to work properly. So we're going to talk about my first weld and the problems that we had. Well,
Gather round, children.
You've got to load the wire in, right? So I've seen some nasty things where people do this incorrectly, and it all boing, clock springs on the spool.
We talked about that.
Yep.
I think.
Yep. Well, I did not do that because I let Erica load the wire. Smart. Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, one thing that happened though is that you've got two grooves in the roller. The wire wasn't in one of the grooves when we were trying to feed it, trying to inch it out of the gun. It wouldn't do that. So something to look for that I will add to my to-do list when I'm loading wire is to make sure that wire is in the groove. And the roller tension is really important, how to get that done. So kind of looking through some of those things, which was great. And now we've got the thing loaded up. We put the regulator on. We checked everything for leaks. We had no leaks anywhere, unlike the first regulator. So now, boom, we're ready to go. Get the ground clamp hooked up. Got a piece of plate. Was going to do drew lines with some soapstone on there. I was going to do 4 different types of welds, the old whip and pull, and then little circles and some squiggles and a couple of different techniques, right? So I go in there for my first bead, right? I'm just going to whip and pull this sucker, and I've got my welding helmet that I've had for 3 years or something. And I was like, I hope the battery's okay in this, right? Well, we're going to find out. So fire up that arc, battery dead. So blind myself immediately.
Oh.
So now,
Flashed yourself already.
Oh,
first arc.
You didn't
I was
even
like, all right.
squint just to be sure.
Well, I did. I did safety squints. I did safety
Squint
squints, but yeah. So I switched over to Erica's. She has a second hood, so I grabbed her hood, and then was like, all right, well, let's get this bead laid down. So I start doing it, and I get about 1.5 inches of bead laid down. Machine shuts off. Lights go off. I was like, oh man, I popped the breaker. So tried a few more times, kind of went through the whole thing of trying to figure out how to do this without popping the breaker. And we eventually gave up, and I was like, I need to get better power in here. So thus, as we said up above earlier, ran some proper power. So now we're going to get that dialed in and ready to go. So let's talk about power that you might need to have.
that's a great idea. Let's do that.
So before you try and lay a bead down and just disappoint yourself and the other people that drove an hour to your house,
Who was
make
trying
sure
to teach you?
Yeah. Make sure you have at least a 20 amp breaker on that circuit, and you don't have other things on there that might turn on and fire up your amperage requirements, such as generators or refrigerators or compressors or those sort of things. So I would suggest if you can have a dedicated line, that would be amazing. Which is what I ended up doing. So I went the 220 route, because if I'm going to run a line, I'm going to run the biggest damn line I can put in there. So I went 220, and they said you can run as low as a 30 amp on the 220. But if you're going to do it, you might as well run the 50, because it's like $5 more expensive for the breaker. But the wire's where they get you. So I've got a 220 line hooked up. I'm going to make sure in my shop in Maine that I have both a dedicated 110 and a 220 set up for my future welding, and get that dialed in. So the solution is make sure you don't have janky power in your garage, and then you'll be good. And then also, if you buy a shitty helmet, and you have the battery that can be replace it before you try to arc it up. But if you have a really shitty helmet like I have, you can't replace the battery, because it's one of those little watch batteries that they actually stamp the connectors onto.
What?
Yeah. So I tried to like solder a new battery on, but it wouldn't solder. And so I was like, all right, well, this thing is now a grinding helmet only. So now it's just a face shield for when I'm doing metal work. So I have an ESAB Savage hood on the way. That'll be here on Friday. Excellent. And we'll have protect your eyes. You only have 2 of them.
Yeah.
I will say that all the work we did in the garage of the old house, all the cages, all the everything, was on the single 15 amp circuit that powered that entire garage. The whole thing, outlets, lights, you name it, on there. We would at times pop a breaker, especially if you're trying to run a long bead, like a couple inches in a row. So you had to actually stop every couple inches to not pop the breaker. So yeah, but we were out of space in the electrical box of that house. So could not add more. Eventually we added a 220 because it was the old like dryer circuit that we weren't using anymore. But I didn't have a 220 welder until I got the TIG. So we just kept rolling on with the MIG, 15 amps. Be careful. Yep.
Yeah. Be careful. So
did we weld though? A bunch.
My breaker, I learned a lot about my electrical setup that I didn't really pay a lot of attention to prior to this, but technically I had 2 sub panels. The main panel, quote unquote, is outside next to the meter where there's 2 main switches. So I've got a 90 amp service, which is the house service, only 90 amps. And then the garage service, I upgraded to a 125 amp service when we put the Tesla charger in. So my garage service has actually got it's better and more updated than the house service. So I think the fact that I had a 90 amp service and then the 15 amp breaker was actually where they split the breakers. You've got two breakers per one pole. So that's the one that was my power in my garage. So like as crappy as possible as the situation.
That was our 15 amp in our old garage was half breaker too.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next thing is I'm going to have an electrician come in and I'm going to replace that whole panel and put all proper breakers in going forward because electricity will burn your house down. So that's terrifying to me. So this welder just keeps getting more and more expensive.
Yep. You make me think of the 50s cartoon of the lightning bolt guy. Remember, kids, electricity will kill you. Yeah, with a knife.
I love that.
Yeah.
That needs to be the cover for this. Yeah. So I did get 3 beads laid down.
Weekend?
Only like, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we did get to mess around with the settings a little bit because it'd run like an inch and a half, and then it'd pop, and then I'd flip it again. I'd do like another inch and a half, and it would pop. But the interesting thing about the Arc Captain welder is you can sync it up, and it will set the amperage and the wire feed speed based on what you have, right? Now you can then adjust it if you unsync it to fine tune it the way you want. But what was different between the Arc Captain and Erica's is Erica's Lincoln, you would set the gauge thickness of the material, and then it would preset the other two. So this one just goes in cold. You've got a chart that you can say, all right, this is where you want to start your amperage out at. And go from there. So I've got a lot of tinkering to do to see how it works. But the first bead was too cold, and then we started messing around with the current, and then it was good. It was nice and hot, but I was going a little too slow, so it got the pool and puddle got a little fat. It was a fat puddle, so I've got a lot of practice to do.
Okay.
Hey.
Well, at least you're off to a start. I won't say
A start.
It's a bad start. It's a
start. Yeah. So I sent the guy from Arc Captain a note, and I said, "Hey, just wanted to give you an update because they wanted me to get a video put together pretty quickly and get it out there and tag them and do all the things." And I was like, "So I've had some challenges that I want to keep you abreast of." I said, "But if nothing else, I've got some really good content that is going to highlight the fact that I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and you can learn from my mistakes. So even an idiot like me could do this. So it's going to be, it should be pretty funny when we get it together. So I'm looking forward to doing that."
I mean, that's what we do.
That is what
from
we
our
do.
mistakes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
Yeah, it was good. Erica did one of the parts of the video. We talked about kind of all of the aspects of actually running the bead. How do you have your angles, your materials, like how do you want to work the metal based on if you've got. We talked about vertical and horizontal and overhead and flat and all the different types of welds that you have. So it was really fun to listen to her talk about it from kind of a classroom perspective. And then
somebody
she would
knows what the hell they're doing. That's nice.
Yeah. And then interject her like real world experience where I would ask her about, well, which of these 4 methods of putting down a bead do you use? And she's like, I generally start with the half moon, but it's not uncommon to switch around based on, how you can get the torch in there, and then what the pool's telling you, right? Like it might. She's like, I like to think that the puddle talks to me, and I like, well, what do you need, Mr. Puddle? Right? So it's
I love that.
yeah, it's really going to be some fun content. She did an awesome job. So she talked about how she'll go around and change things up, and she's everyone knows her on our show, probably just knows her as being Erica the welder at the races, but she's got a job like this 5-foot girl. She's got a job like welding large pieces of farm equipment together, like structural pieces that are 9 times bigger than she is. So she's really good and she knows what she's doing. So it's been awesome to have her by my side to, point and snicker. So
No, to be helpful. That's what she's doing.
both of those things. Yes.
Yes.
You can do both at the same time, in fact.
Yeah. Correct.
All right. So we've got a couple other potential problems that you can have here that we can talk about how to fix when you go to first weld and it's not working, right? So, Tim, do you want to just skim over your what happens when your electrical system may not be up to par?
well, you'll get poor penetration for sure, and you'll have a difficult time maintaining any sort of puddle. Now, the things that I think are important as a first time putting a torch to the metal is being able to have a good understanding of what your tip out is and how far away is the cup from your material. That was something that I learned in the first couple beads, that my tendency was to drift up and away from the material. So trying to keep that height the same was an important change.
Keeping a consistent distance between the nozzle of your torch and the work piece. You said so as you were doing it, you were drifting away and letting a larger distance of wire spool out. And when that happens, the gas also dissipates before it really gets to the weld.
And it goes.
Yeah.
What does it do?
It starts spitting at you.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That can also happen too, not just if your electrical service in your house is off, but if you use an extension cord, that basically sucks down your power. Like you're not as much power transmits through it, especially if you're using a thin cord or a long cord, because that's what you had. So consider that.
Use a heavy gauge short cord when possible.
Yes. Or go directly to the outlet closest to the breaker. That's what I had to do sometimes in the alt shop. There's a couple like this, the breaker between the doors didn't work as well as the one over by the breaker, and that worked notably better.
Managing your janky electrical system.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't have that on my bingo card.
Shoot.
All right. What else? We already talked about wire feed problems. So you got to get it through all the different guides and sleeves, and you have to have the tension right so that it actually feeds but doesn't break anything. So it's like a moderate amount of tension is what you want on the wire when it's going through. Have the spool tight enough that the wire doesn't spring off the spool, but not so tight that the motor has trouble pulling it through. Okay.
And then heat. How hot is the weld? You want to make sure you get good penetration. You're not just laying a bead on the tippy top of the surface, right? We're not icing a cake. We're trying to get that thing in there. So the cold weld will look like just a piece of silicone bead on top of the metal and not actually part of the cake. So
yeah, it doesn't burn into the base layer that you're trying to weld. It just it's almost like you put a bead of caulk on top of it.
Yep. It's a decoration. We're not looking to make decorations.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What else?
So porosity issues. So if you get kind of burned through or small holes or voids in the bead, It could be that you're losing your gas shield. So check your gas flow rate. You want it somewhere around 20 CFH is usually kind of a good starting point, but you don't want to go above 30. Otherwise, you're just throwing money out the window.
Yep. That's how I know I'm out of gas. I'm like, that bead looks like Swiss cheese. I'm out of gas. Oh, yeah.
Or at least that's the first place you go check anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same kind of thing can also happen if you have a really dirty surface and stuff is burning kind of in the puddle. That whatever's burning off actually kind of comes through the puddle and makes it porous and nasty.
Yep.
Or if it's windy, like Michael K. welding outside in the Midwest. Yeah. Tough to keep the gas around it and you get that burn through. So, hey, that's when if you're good at welding with flux core reasonably, then give it a shot. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. Or stick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or coat hangers and a car battery on the side of the highway.
I don't think that's
Been there,
ideal,
done
though. Let's not make that a common practice, I think.
Mm-mm.
Uh-uh.
The other thing is to reduce your travel speed to allow for proper gas coverage. So if you're moving that puddle too quickly, you can kind of run away from your gas, so to speak. So also an issue.
Yep. People forget about that torch speed changes so many things and how fast you're moving that. So good to keep that in mind. Like if you're going too slow and you have too much voltage, you might get burned through where you just melt a nice little hole whenever you're working on it. Especially happens on thin stuff, sheet metal. You go to do something with it, most of it puts a big hole. Great when you're attaching base plates to the floor of your 80s Honda with its thin sheet metal. Yeah.
Or many race cars, I feel like. That's typical, I think.
Yeah,
or at least some part of it.
Anything after like 85, I think, is has gotten thinner and thinner.
Yeah. Well, we talked about the technique for that last week about it's again how you hold the angle of the torch at the thick part of the work, and then just spend 80% of the angle of the time touching that, and then just dip down into the thin part so it never gets enough heat in it to blow through. You can also reduce that wire voltage and speed. Move your torch faster. It's just all about heat management. You don't want to get too hot in one spot. That's what melts through. Smaller diameter wire works too. Like if you're doing a lot of body work, just don't bother with the 30 and the 35. Go right down to the smaller stuff. But if you have to deal with a thicker wire, and do small bursts, just little spots, hold things in place. Trying to do a long bead, put too much heat in it, you're going to melt right through it too. Yep.
Then I think the last one is really kind of the arc itself. So if it starts and stops or sounds weird, like important thing is your ground clamp. Like, do you have the ground on the material itself, or if you're on a welding table, does the table and your material have good connection? So make sure you've got a good solid clamp. I've seen some people have swapped their clamp out for a magnet, where they'll take a magnet and stick that to the work. Downside to that is if you're running bead, like that ground clamp gets hot, and hot magnets don't work very well anymore. So your strong connection of your magnet might turn into a non-connection of your magnet as it's sliding down the material and off onto the floor. So clamps are much better than magnets. If you're looking to make that change, I would suggest not doing that.
Good call. Yep. And watch how you did your ground clamp, where the ground comes into the clamp. there's actually a connection there, usually bolted on, and then it has like a kind of a copper braided cable that goes the other side. That I've seen that braided cable just break through, so you're not actually grounding on both sides anymore. So watch out for things like that, because a bat, and clean your ground points too on the work that you're using. Don't just clamp it onto whatever. It should be shiny metal like you're going to weld it, so you get a good connection through.
Yep. And check if you've had your stuff for a while, like check your cables and all your connections, right? Is it, don't assume that those connections that you screwed into the welder 4 years ago are still as tight as they were when you put them in 4 years ago, right? Put a hand on them and make sure things aren't coming loose. And then check for if do you have the polarity messed up. Guys like Michael that are going back and forth between gas and flux core, you've got to swap the polarity around on the machine, right? Did you forget to do it, right? Or did you do it backwards? So check the polarity on your rig also.
So many good things.
So many good things.
All right, so Tim, when are you going to give this a try again, so we can hear about the continuing adventures of Tim burning himself and blinding himself?
Yes. So my hood comes Friday. Erica comes Friday night. We're getting after it again.
You're going to try it again. Okay.
Oh, hell yeah. We're doing it. She was smarter than I was, and she booked like 3 weekends in a row on her schedule.
Knowing that the first one was
she knows who she's dealing with.
Yeah. She's like, I've seen this idiot at races before.
I'm not sure that the first one's going to go well, so we should probably plan ahead.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep supplying her with pizza and sandwiches, and she can continue to shepherd me along in the process of melting metal together.
So what are your goals? Did we talk about that? Like, what is what she's going to be here for a couple weekends. Do you want to successfully just learn how to do a whole bunch of different things? You're going to put a whole bunch of different pieces, like thicknesses together. What are your goals?
Great question, Chrissy. Great question. Yes. So first goal number 1, lay beads on flat stock. Right. Figure out how to do it, what the technique is, and then start assembling some things together. Do the different types, do flat welds, do horizontal welds, do vertical welds, do overhead welds, do pipe. So to learn all those different types of things. And then my first project is going to be making my welding cart. So I have a design already planned out for it. I'm going to do a 4-wheel, like a rolling cart style as opposed to like a hand truck style, because I don't plan on bringing the whole thing around with me a whole lot. So it's mostly going to be living in my garage. So something that can slide right into this space that I have under my workbench will be set up. So I've got a plan for that. I'm going to go and get some more metal, hopefully this weekend when I'm painting the race car, or on that next week, and get things going. So that's kind of the goal. I want to learn how to do it all, right? I want to learn sheet metal, get proficient with doing MIG, and then I've got an aluminum spool gun where I want to start to mess around with that next. Start to learn how to use the spool gun to do aluminum things. And then I'm going to finally get a TIG torch, because the MiG 200, our Captain MiG 200 has a TIG capability. You can do lift TIG with that. So I want to learn how to roll the cup and do some TIG welds and get there. So yeah, I'm committed to learning this and being proficient at it. So lots of practice in my future,
especially since this has been on your goal list for some time. It'll be good to get this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to come away from this at the end of this year and be like, I am a good welder, not a great welder.
Great.
I want to be a good welder.
That is wonderful.
At least aim for adequate.
No. Set my sights high, damn it. I want to be a good welder.
Expectations
well, yeah,
low.
expectations
You're not
low.
be disappointed.
No. No, that's all right. I'm happy to fail. It's fine. I'll just roll
mean-
it over to next year. Next year will be. I'm going to be a better welder.
That
Yep.
is, yes.
So, yeah.
Don't fall down drunk.
More. Yeah, don't fall down drunk. So more to come this week, which would be good, and hopefully get the race car should be in the driveway on Thursday. So got some work to do on that to get it prepped, get it themed for the race.
You have help?
Lots of things. Kind of.
Okay, great. Sounds like fun.
So,
Stella.
Yeah,
So good at holding the fire bottle for you, just in case.
just in case.
I don't know. The pass method is going to be is a little difficult. I'm sure Stella's very smart, but I'm not sure she knows how to
She'll
use.
drag the fire blanket on and cover me while I'm on fire.
That's doable. The pass method for a dog is just a little bit out of reach, I think.
Oh, well.
Good
Okay.
stuff.
Anything else this week, or is that it? We good?
Sadly, I got I electricity'd my way into a short episode this week. So stay tuned. More to come.
Yep.
We also were supposed to talk about driving school, and we failed at that as well. So
We didn't fail. The weather failed. And
the weather keeps
Yeah.
failing us. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a little bit colder this week, but not much. So
Yeah, I saw in the news for the Denver area that they are already canceling arena contracts because there is such little snowpack that they are afraid that all of the docking areas are not going to have enough water to open. So, not sure what you guys are going to do with that boat this year.
I'm going to put it
stays
in
on
the
trailer until
driveway.
it goes in the ramp.
Yeah, I'm gonna
We'll find a ramp that it can go down.
I'm just going to sit on it and lay and pretend that I'm on a body of water or something. Or we could have a ton of snow between March and June, which happens. So,
Fingers crossed.
yeah, that's what we got to do. All right, cool. Well, good luck. I'm sure you'll be fine this week. Second
It'll be
time,
fine.
second
Everything's
time's
fine.
better than the first time. So
Absolutely.
you've learned a lot already.
I've learned a lot. I've now it's time to get out of the classroom and put the pen to paper.
You mean
Don't burn
yes.
yourself.
Don't burn and don't and your eyes for that matter.
Yeah, or anything else. God, that was terrible. I was like,
Ugh.
oh, the battery's definitely dead.
Oh,
Well, it probably wasn't long enough that you got that nice gritty sandy feel in your eyes afterwards. So that's good.
Yeah. It was I just like popped the arc and that was it. I was like, nope, that didn't darken up. It's time it's time to change out. And there's a big spot right here for the rest of the day.
Even with safety squints. Oh, well.
Yep.
All right.
All right,
thanks,
cool.
everybody.
Well, thanks
Have
for
a good
listening,
week.
everybody.
Talk to you
See you next
soon.
time.
Bye.
Hopefully Mental will join us again. We miss you, Mental.
Maybe.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you will join us in the world of driving, racing, and building because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Even if you hated us, give us 5 stars and tell us why. If you have any questions or show ideas, drop us a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. You can still text us at 484-243-0455. Find us on Instagram at everyone.racers, YouTube and Facebook under Everyone Racers, or even Reddit at /E1R. Thanks again, and until next week, keep the shiny side up, unless, like us, there is no shiny side, then just keep those wheels down.